I have an Ayurvedic diet. That means Ayurveda's basic points are that our body is made up of the five elements. And so because everything else in the universe is made up of these five elements, depending on which elements are imbalanced in your physiology, then you should be eating foods of those opposite elements to balance your system. And so, some principles that I go by, just because everyone's going to diet, if you're going by an Ayurvedic diet, everyone's diet's going to be different. So I don't like to get into the nitty gritty of the diet. Like I still eat meat. It's very rare. Like I don't eat meat for every meal. There are certain points of the day that I have larger meals simply because in Ayurveda, we're taught to live by the laws of nature. And so when the sun is most high, it's actually causing a better place to digest the foods that you're eating. So between 11 and noon, that's when I'm having my biggest meal. I'm not eating past 10 p.m. because certain digestive channels in the system shut down during those times, and you're not able to digest or metabolize anything that you're eating. And then diet for me is also just not food, it's anything that we take in through our sensory perception. And so I use a lot of essential oils even when I'm in cooking. There's other aspects of sound, like sound therapy is also a diet for me. So I look at diet completely different than what do you eat? It's again anything that we can take in through sensory perception. Yes. You said kapha. Kapha is an element of water and earth. And so again, it's five elements. So each dosha, there's three of them. The doshas would be made up of two of those elements. You have vata, which is air and ether. You have pitta, which is fire and water. And then you also have kapha, which is water and earth. One thing that I would like to say, because it's a confusion about which dosha type you are compared to which doshas are imbalanced in your physiology. So when I first yeah. So when I first went to like the Chopra Center, they don't do what's called post diagnosis, which is the traditional way of learning which doshas are imbalanced in your physiology. They had us fill out a questionnaire. That's how most people are doing it these days. Honestly, if you don't have a traditional Vaidya, which is an Ayurvedic doctor, then it's hard for you to honestly know. But when I filled out my form, I had a lot of pitta qualities. So I thought that my dosha was pitta, but those were my imbalances. I had too much fire element built up in me, and that's what was coming out as anger, as violence. And so once they cleaned the fire elements up, mostly with water and air ether, then I was able to function as a normal human being when I got emotional. I didn't have to lash out on whatever that was. And so there's this misconception. What you spoke of, there are two words. They're called prakriti and vikriti. Prakriti is your actual what your dosha makeup is. And that depends a lot on where you were born, the elements of where you were born, where the planets were when you were born. And those things are really hard to tell. It's almost easy to tell what your vikriti is, your imbalances, because you can see those tendencies coming out.